executive producer Joel Wyman. Mr. Joshua Jackson. Mr. John Noble. Mr. Reddick. The beautiful Anna Torv. And the wondrous Jasika Nicole.
Hello, everybody.
All right.
Feels good to meet John.
All right,
Take
so
the boy out of Canada.
let's just get
Take the Canada.
Oh, do you guys see this? Do you guys see this?
What is it? They're white tulips. Oh. That is just awesome.
Well done, guys. All right, so as you might notice, there is somebody missing from our panel again this year. Unfortunately, Blair Brown had a bit of a cold and could not travel. So, Joel?
We all miss her, right? Okay, so on the count of three, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little video of you guys saying hi, Blair, and then we're gonna tweet it to her, okay?
Right.
So we need lights up again, Mr. Lightman.
Lights up. They say we miss you, Blair. Okay?
On three.
On three. 1, 2, 3.
We miss you, Blair!
That is awesome. We miss you too, Blair. Thank you very much.
All right, you guys are awesome. Joel, based on that trailer that we just saw and a lot of speculation and discussion that's been happening since the finale, can you now confirm for us that season 5 will take place in the future?
No, it's not. Yes, it is. It's gonna pick up exactly where we left off at 419 the next day.
And now there was some footage in that trailer that we haven't previously seen. Yet you guys aren't actually in production yet. So how did you figure this out?
This was actually really a testament to how much everybody loves the show that makes the show, because we had to get the actors who had worked incredibly long hours to go and shoot, some pieces of footage for a season they had no idea what it was about, and they did it. Or if it would happen. But we sent them stuff, and of course it came back brilliantly, and we sort of intercut it. That video you just watched, incidentally, was our sales tool to try and get us a season 5, so we could present to people that needed to understand where we were going with the show, to allow them to say, okay, I love this show, to go inside with all the hard work you fans did to keep us going. So you saw it. We love you.
And you guys, just joked about like if the season would happen. What did you guys feel?
No, that actually was not a joke.
Yeah. What did you guys think when you got the 13 episode renewal?
It was late in the day, so we were like, oh,
Yeah.
I think it was a bit of shock. Well, you felt confident again. John is the wise old sage. But I think generally everybody was sort of happily surprised because we were right there on the razor's edge this year, even more so than any other year. So it was a a good shock.
But it was the fans.
How long have you known how you wanted the series to end?
Well, I had ideas since season 1, but those changed, to be honest, because you get people bring things to the pie that you don't really expect, and then it makes you think about a whole different way to go. Truthfully, I had 2.5 versions of what I kind of thought we should do for the end, and then I sort of decided about three months ago, or a month and a half ago. It just became very clear, and I knew this is the way that we should go, and that's what you're going to get.
Whether you like it or not.
No, you'll like it, you'll like it.
So did you clue the cast into how this is all going to end?
Yeah, which is really fun because I think that in past years we haven't, right?
No, usually we're very much kind of, in the dark, and it's interesting sort of, I don't know, being able to kind of plot a little bit more out than usual. Thank you.
Well, actually, the truth is that it's because it's 13, and we want to write the scripts early to make sure that everything is absolutely perfect and the way that we would all want it. And if I'm doing that with the writing staff and myself and getting across what I really want to get across, I want to make sure that the actors have enough time to bring their ideas and thoughts and know where they're going. For the final season too, because they've developed these incredible characters and created these incredible characters, and they just want to make sure that they had enough, advance idea.
Warning.
Yeah,
to give us the chance.
Yeah.
Basically, like, just as you guys want the show to end well, we all want the show to end well, and to give us a chance to do our best job going into the final season.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And now, this season is clearly going to be very observer heavy. But they might not be as bad as we think. There's some question.
They're much worse.
I think you have something to tell us about how we'll actually find out even more about this.
Actually, this is kind of a little love letter from us to you guys in a fun, I think, and meaningful way for those of you who like collectibles. Is we decided, that it would be a good idea to sort of get a book, an observer book, where it's September's type of concept of what he's been through since the beginning of the program. And this is going to be done by Tara Bennett and Paul Terry, who did this great Lost book. I don't know if any of you have seen that Lost book, but it's astounding. And they're going to give the same treatment to Fringe, but it's going to be sort of all through the prism of September's impressions of what he's seen and what the characters mean to him, and maybe some things in there that'll surprise you. And we're going to actually kind of have it so there's a little bit of a contest where, if you are early to sign up for it to get it, that we'll be able to, draw a few names, and you guys actually, your names will be included in the book as people of interest.
That's awesome.
That September, is interested in. So, that's coming up. So keep your eye for that. But we're trying to really give you guys back so much because, again, without you guys and the media and your incredible support, we would not be here, and this is the little show that could, and I can't believe that we're here, and really, we appreciate it so much.
Jasika.
Darling Jasika.
Hey.
We never learned much about Astrid and her backstory or anything like that, but what she lacked in backstory, she made up for in utter lovability. When did you realize that this character was connecting with fans?
In season 1, when she didn't even have much to do. And so many people said, oh, when's Astrid gonna get more to do? I'm staying with this show because I want to see what happens with Astrid. And I was like, I don't know, guys, I might get killed. So let's keep our expectations very low. And fortunately, I think that the relationship that John and I have in real life translated on camera a bit. And so this, beautiful connection evolved in the storytelling. And I think that Astrid's first big episode was realized because of her relationship with the Doctor in Snakehead. And it was such a lovely way to explore, this burgeoning friendship that they had with each other. And you saw how much heart she had. And it was a really nice thing to have had faith in, because I thought, I can get killed off in my first show. It's okay. There will be other shows. It's not a big deal. And I didn't die. I made it to the 5th season, and I
And Lance, you are one cool badass. Nobody can shoot a stare like you. But
Sorry.
Do people freak out when they meet you and realize that you're not as scary as Royals?
He's scarier.
Wait, what do you mean?
It can't be. I mean, this is the fans here. You can't say that stuff out loud. It was funny because somebody just said that the other day. I mean, people are always surprised when they see me smile. You guys, you can't go out in the world and tell them to stop. But yeah, people really are surprised because, you know, when you're in people's living rooms week after week, year after year, and it's a particular way, they think you're that guy.
They think that you live in a trench coat.
Well,
Like he does.
actually, I'm not in a trench coat that often. But yeah.
And can I just say one quick story about Lance? When we got here, I thought I was going to do my hair different. It was going to be my disguise for Comic-Con. And Lance is wearing a Breaking Bad hat. And he thought that was going to be his disguise for Comic-Con. So I'm walking behind him. He's like, they're just going to think I'm a fan. And so...
I'm sorry.
And so all these people swarm him, and I walk by and I wait to see him as I got on the elevator. And I just want him to know that he is the tallest, darkest, handsomest man at Comic-Con.
You know my mother told me to say that.
All right, Josh, you came to us as... Yeah, go ahead, Josh. You came to us as like a slightly more grown-up Casey. And over the last 5 seasons, or 5 years, you have proven to be true leading man material.
Your check's in the mail.
What have you learned about yourself from playing Peter?
About myself, I don't know. I would like to aspire to the nobility that Peter has developed over the course of the 5 years. I mean, I think the sacrifices that he has made for love and for family are on an epic scale. I don't know that I've got that in me quite yet. So I don't know how much I've learned about myself, but I certainly have it has been a great joy, particularly with John, to go from being the son to the father figure back to being the son, and now figuring out how we're going to end this relationship between these two men. I don't know how much I've learned really about anything, but the process has been a pleasure.
All right, and Anna, you came to us, as most of us, as a stranger, and then boom, you will always be our Liv, always. What would you say is the greatest lesson Olivia has taught you?
Oh God, I just do these enormous pauses and I'm sorry. That was just, you know, isn't that so funny? Because you play this character for ages and ages and you hear the name all the time, blah, 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 but when you called me Olive, then my heart melted. It's like being called Annie, like my mom calling me Annie or something. So I must feel attached. I don't know, the biggest lesson? I think it's to come, to tell you the truth. I think it's to come. I feel like, I tell you what, that's what we need to teach Olivia to do. She's so
Now everyone has to verify their age to watch this one.
You know,
I was trying, and I was so irreverent, and I
for this
really...
panel, but even I didn't think it was going to go there.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, it's not her fault. You guys. Now, you saw me go like this, and you kept doing it. Go on, darling. You tell me.
I don't know. Please, let's move on.
All right. All right, John. I think we'll miss
How are you going to
Scarecrow.
follow that?
I can't even hear the questions.
No? All right. Like I said, I think we'll miss you most of all, Scarecrow. You have stolen our hearts. You have broken our hearts. You have proven that awards mean nothing. Not yet. Are you prepared to say goodbye to this family?
You know, they are like a family, and I get sort of cross when anything happens to any of them, and defensive and angry, and so anyway, so we lose a cast member or something, I get really angry, on a personal level. There's a shift. Take it all a bit personally, but they have become family. And I don't think you can work with a group of people for 5 years without developing a strong relationship. And we actually do have a very... I get the sense that the group of people that I work with would have each other's back. It's true of many things, even though we may disagree on many things at times, and we do, of course. But I just sense a real sense of solidarity. I love that, and I don't think that'll go away anyway with it. Was that the question, or do you want to ask me what I've learned from Walter? Well, I've learned to come to work every day and to turn up. It's a golden word.
Yeah, you really got my back, John. Yeah, you really got it. Thanks, buddy.
Well, hang about. Anna Olive.
Oh, yeah. See, it's all better now.
What we've learned, hang on, I'll finish you. What we've learned, and this is a bit sopping, but what we've learned is about the power of love in this story. And the thing that holds Fringe together is the power of love. Because it's between all of the characters there is developed genuine love. And that's, I'm sure that's why you guys have followed it through. You know, the love between the father and the son, the love between Peter and Olivia, the wonderful bonds that have existed between these people that have to work together, because that's what we associate with. So through all of the science fiction, all the great sort of hurdles that we've gone through, it's that love factor that's kept us going, and will give us a brilliant final chapter. You can't hear me. Where are you, in the car park?
We can't see you.
All right, so speaking of love, Josh and Anna, this couple, we have watched.
Yeah.
Josh and Anna. We have watched these two dance around, flip universes, trade bodies.
Yeah. It's your typical boy meets girl, boy crosses universe, girl goes to other universe, boy sleeps with her doppelganger story.
Girl gets pregnant.
Over and over again.
Yeah, exactly. Doppelganger gets pregnant, has baby too fast, baby gets X'd out by interdimensional war, new baby is born, lost to future, finds dad, searching for mom. Sorry.
Got the blurb for the DVD box.
Yeah. Sorry, is that giving away too much?
No, but I think we need a raise. That was really good.
But what is really good? Without spoiling anything. Do you know, at least, if these two will get their happily ever after?
Are we, well, look.
I can't say that.
I don't think we asked you, Mr. Wyman.
No, you can't give anything away. Turn off your...
This will just stay between us, right? I think that these two will get the final chapter of their story.
Wow, okay. Anna?
I concur.
I mean, you know, the fun part of it is, and we're not to just be producery, but the fun part of watching the show and making the show is the process of discovery. This is why, more or less, we always try to stay away from spoiling things, not because we're trying to tease you, but because it's much more fun to watch it week to week. Like, speaking of Breaking Bad, one of our DPs from the first season of Fringe is on Breaking Bad. I love that show with like a really, probably overly intense passion. Stalkery. And I refuse to talk to him during the season or email him because I don't want to know, because I want to be able to discover it for myself. And so I think that story and all of these stories are coming to some version of a conclusion, and frankly, you know, the characters don't end when the show ends, but we'll tell our final chapter of the on-air story, and that's what this season will be. It's our last journey together.
Okay, so going down the panel, starting at Jasika, I want you to give us your favorite scene, but not one of your own.
Does it have to be in Fringe?
Yes! We're the Mighty Ducks.
I don't think I've had that in about 15 years. No, God, 20. Oh my God. Wow.
Okay, I have a couple, so I'll be very brief. My first favorite scene is when Walter is at the phone booth and he can't remember the number to get in touch with Peter. That was one of the most touching scenes I've ever seen in television. And then my other favorite scene that I had read and kind of breezed over in the script, and then I saw it on television and I started crying, was when Olivia goes into her house and she realizes that the doppelganger had been washing her clothes, and she realizes that, you know, this woman had taken over her life, and she starts ripping the clothes out of the dryer. And it was so heartbreaking because I'm never going to experience that, obviously, you know, to have someone take over your life that way, but it was just played with such subtlety and beauty. It's such a testament to how talented Anna is as an actress.
We're girls and they put us together, so it rubs off, and that's the way it goes, and that's the bit.
Seriously, this is such a gorgeous cast of people, and I've learned so much just watching them. So anyway,
But that's the bit that TV teaches you. It's not necessarily your characters, that you get to watch these people all the time, and you get to watch them do, you know, like a lot of the procedural stuff, and just on Jasika, one of the, you know, finally, last year, there was like an episode that was completely about Astrid, which we had all been hoping and waiting and waiting and waiting. And we'd been waiting, we have been waiting for so long for that. And Jasika comes in you know, in her outfit. Oh, pathetic. Oh my God. Jasika comes in and we're all there ready to do it, and the crew is all there, and it was silent. And our set's loud, and it was so silent, and the respect and the care and the love that was given that's the bit, because we get to work together, and watching you do that was just, but not even on screen, watching that in the room was just so special. And we were all there that day. That was one of the most magic moments I think we have had in the last 5 years.
Thank you.
So thank you. We had to wait a while, but we got it.
So was that your scene? That was your scene? Oh, okay. It's funny because I actually wasn't there that day. But, I mean, no. But the reason I say that is because, are you talking about, don't start me crying. Are you talking about the scene when Astrid has the scene with her?
Yes.
Yeah.
It sounds stupid, but we have been waiting a really long time.
Normally I don't watch, like I didn't watch The Wire until we were in the middle of season 3. I still haven't watched most of my stuff on Oz. I haven't watched my season of Lost. So I haven't watched most of the show, but I watched that episode. And, shit.
Like Barbara Walters.
It was actually 2 scenes together, even though they didn't come right after each other. When Astrid has the conversation with herself, and her alternate self asks her if she thinks that her father loves her. And Astrid has already lied to her, except we don't know it yet, and told her that her father's dead. And she said, yeah, I think he did, it's just that he didn't know how. And then you see her in the last scene when she goes in to see her dad, and he asked her how her day was, and because she's gone over to, he makes her dinner, right? Yeah. that was my favorite. Those were my favorite scenes. So you can't go out and tell anybody this happened.
I too am sensitive. I loved it when Peter chopped that guy's fingers off. Stand alone for me. And I think there was one episode in the first season where Olivia shot 17 men in one scene. What can you say? Look, those scenes they're talking about were some of the most beautiful stuff we ever done, but I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. Your turn.
I feel like an abusive father right now. I apologize, I don't have tears for you guys. I actually think, I don't know, it's not a scene, but I think I'm gonna go with, I mean, truly, probably most of my favorite scenes would be your scenes, but I'm in a lot of those, and since you can't pick the ones that you're in, I'm gonna go with Seth Gable. Not necessarily with a scene, but particularly when he was doing his doppelganger stuff. I mean, all of you guys have done beautiful doppelganger stuff, but the ways that he contrasted his two selves, I thought was really, really well thought out and well performed. So I'm going to go with Lincoln and Alt Lincoln, just in general.
I swore I wasn't going to cry. What about the scene where the worms came out of the guy's mouth?
Yeah, but I'm in it. I can't say that. I mean, truly, the grossest thing, okay, so I can give you two, but I'm in those scenes. The 2 times I've nearly lost my lunch on Fringe. Let's go with a different bodily function. There's one in the first season where we have a girl's eyeball out of her skull.
Oh, yeah.
We're sticking it to, and when we were shooting it, because things like that, in a horrible way, become normal when you're on set, you're like, oh yeah, eyeball, no problem. I was doing the thing, and then you watch it on camera, and I was like, oh my god, that's just so foul. It's just so incredibly disgusting. And then we did another one, I think the episode's name is Snakehead, where we pull these nematode worms out of people.
That was good.
And our effects crew is so good that I didn't know we had these poor people who were like half dead in the water, and they were live people that were now half dead, and they built some mock-up bodies, and I didn't realize that this one was a mock-up body, and it had the worm in his mouth. And John just rolls down to it and pulls this like 7-foot worm out of it, and I was like, oh Jesus! Lance was right next to me, and I literally did the expecting this poor guy to be like.
I remember that day.
Oh my God!
And the times when you thought something was real and it was dummy, and the times you thought something was a dummy and he blinked.
Yeah. Yeah. Stop kicking me! What?
I remember a scene in the very first season where I had been standing next to this girl. She was lying on a gurney. There's a lot of out-there actors too. She's lying there, and we'd been chatting, so I knew that she was a real person. And I went away to do something, and I came back to go, how are you? And she had an eye out. And in a thing, I nearly died. I realized they just switched it out really quickly in the minute that I was gone.
They're all very moving moments.
I think we have another video clip, right?
Yeah.
This is completely exclusive, made solely for this event.